How we doing today, folks? It's me again, Shannon Fox here, Devoted Patriots channel. I've been busy today, uploading a couple of videos. I hadn't really been on the camera much because I'm allergy boy today. Truth of the matter, my nose is just a whole problem going on down here, and I just can't stand it, and I don't want to put y'all through too many minutes of me sniffing and snotting, so I'll make this quick. I did make a couple of videos that I'll be uploading here directly. One of them is Tom MacDonald and Calhoun. If you don't know who they are, check out this interview. They have got an interview with Laura Trump. It's pretty awesome. I like them both. I think they're both great entertainers, and they speak a great message in their music with their lyrics. They call stuff out. They call out the left and the woke cancel culture, and speak a little bit about everything, especially when it comes to politics, and I like that about them. Matter of fact, they got a couple new songs that come out, or a new album that dropped Friday, and I think that's why the purpose of the interview, and one of their new songs is called America. Great stuff. Go check it out if you haven't. Like I said, I'll put that video up. I put about half the video up. It's about 45-minute long video. I think I recorded about half of it, but you're welcome to go watch the entire video if you like the first half. And I also downloaded a couple of clips earlier of a couple of UFC fighters that had something important to say when they were questioned. When they get done winning a fight or losing a fight, they get up there and they do their little reporter questionnaires. And I think it was a good time to say these things. And just check them out. They'll be in a video down below, or in a video later today, should I say. Before I get too far into this, let me just say this. I want to talk a little bit about Ukraine. I see now that Anthony Blinken says that sack of stuff is what I'll call him. Anthony Blinken, he says we have a green light now to send fighter jets to Ukraine, any of the NATO countries, and I'm assuming that would be us as well. And so I'm thinking they probably just need some pilots now to go blow up that convoy. There's a lot of optical things going on with Russia and Ukraine. And I don't know that Zelensky is a good guy or a bad guy, but I do believe that he is definitely in a compromised situation when he's got tanks rolling up to the city of Kyiv, where he's at. And I believe these people will fight it out to the end. And if they don't get air support, this will end sooner than later. And I believe now they have the option to do it. And Putin's threatening, of course. He doesn't like the fact that he's being ganged up on by dozens of people that or dozens of countries that are kind of scared of him, afraid to get involved. But at the same time, they know Putin's got to be stopped. You can't just willy-nilly decide to conquer countries as a rule, especially a communist country trying to take another country over. It just can't have that here in this world. It ends up nothing good. I also seen that a U.S. ammo company pledged to send 1 million rounds to Ukraine, and that's awesome. I'm glad to see that kind of support. I think some of the Russian soldiers are over there, don't want to be there. I'm sure all the Ukrainians that are over there standing and fighting, they didn't want to be in this situation. They were probably trying to just live their lives before the Russian military showed up at their doorstep. And so this is really a bad situation, and I am glad to see that we've now got finances, we've got sanctions. Some of the sanctions are a little weak. We got sanctions, and we've now got the green light, got ammo coming. Ukraine gets air support will make a huge difference in Russia's ability to move around on that country and attack and surround areas, because you can do a lot of damage to a convoy with just a couple of flying machines. You know what I'm talking about. Get them a couple of them F-16s over and light them things up. Wouldn't take much. At any rate, Secretary of State Blinken also said in his speech, he says the U.S. will not ban Russian oil without permission from the European countries. Now, we don't have to be buying oil ourselves, period. We don't need permission from anybody to stop the import of Russian oil over here. I believe we're spending like $60 million a day to support Russia's war cause, because we're buying our fuel from them, because we're not pumping our own. And I hope the end result of all this tragedy is we get our energy back. I think it's gonna. I know they don't want to, but it may end up being in a situation to where they have no choice. Uh, that would probably be the best case scenario for this situation. I do think that once the air support does arrive for Ukraine, hopefully they will beat the Russians back to their own country land. Tell them get out and don't come back. That's the plan anyway. Feel a little sorry for Zelensky. I know he's a hood too, though. I mean, he's a corrupt criminal as well. Ukraine is where all the politicians tend to send their kids to get rich. There's a pattern of that going on, and there's all kinds of things going on in Ukraine that I can't even discuss on this channel that have gone on in the past, and I just won't talk about it. I know somebody that actually got a strike behind talking about this particular subject, so I'll leave that one alone today. But I may come to you with a link about that one when I find a good story about it. Sorry to leave you on the dark on that, but that's a touchy subject. Any rate, I think we are not going to get involved in this war over there, no more than sanctioning Putin. I hope we stop buying fuel from him. But in reality, I think there's enough European countries over there with enough might and fight to send munitions and planes and things to Ukraine to push Putin back. And I think that's what needs to be done. This guy's not going to stop. I'll tell you a story about Putin on another day about how he stole a guy's ring from him. Literally says, "Can I see it?" "Sure." Took it off his finger, put it in his pocket, and walked out the room. That really happened. And it wasn't just any ring. It was a Super Bowl championship ring of a owner of one of these NFL teams, Mr. Kraft. I told you about the story. Anyway, Putin is the type of person, if he can get away with something, he's going to. And that's his mentality. He's a thief. He's a liar. And he is a tyrant. There's no doubt about it. I think there's tyrants running almost all these countries these days, including our own. And that's just my opinion. But at any rate, I won't bore you no more with my opinion, but I will let you know that there's a lot going on behind the scenes in Ukraine that nobody's talking about. And I'm curious what the real story is when it all comes out. I did see in some good news today that it looks like there's this Democrat. Let me just get to the article real quick. Federal judge blocks North Carolina Democrat from banning popular conservative Representative Madison Cawthorn from re-election. So basically, what they were trying to do is they were trying to say that Adam Cawthorn, what's his name? Madison. Oh, that's a tough name for a guy. Madison Cawthorn. They were trying to prevent him from being reelected. And they were saying, oh, well, he's part of the whole J6 and insurrection on the country and Trump support. So they were trying to push him out, the Democrats were. And a federal judge literally blocked and prevented it from happening. And so it looks like he'll be running. I like Madison Cawthorn. I think he is actually one of the good guys. I think he is an America First guy. At least from all his conversations, he seems to be that. It says on December 20th, Mark Elias, we all can't stand that guy, tweeted out a shocking un-American plan to use the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution to prevent conservative Republican stalwarts from running in the 2022 selection. China does the same thing to unapproved politicians in Hong Kong. China says, hold on. Says, this is Mark Elias' tweet. My prediction for 2022, before the midterm election, we will have serious discussion about whether individual Republican House members are disqualified by Section 3 of the 14th Amendment from serving in Congress. And it's basically a piece of legislation that says if any senator, congressman, or elector, president, or vice president, or anyone of that nature shall not hold office, or civil or military, or under the United States, or under any state who have been previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an official of the United States or as a member of the state of legislatures. It says you still have engaged in the. It says he has been engaged in doing something unconstitutional by being a part of the insurrection and the rebellion against the same, and given aid to the comfort of the enemies thereof, meaning the J6ers. But Congress may, by a vote of 2/3 of each house, remove such disabilities. Basically, that's the little form letter. That's the Section 3 legislation that says if you're basically caught being some kind of terrorist working against our country, you don't get to run for politics anymore. It's a good clause, but they're not using it on him like this. This ain't working, and I'm glad to see it. That Mark Elias is into more things than you can shake a stick at. I really can't stand that guy. Every time I read a new story about something sinister going on, a lot of times, if it's not George Soros involved or Bill Gatormouth, it's this Mark guy. And I can't stand. I hate to think of all the things he was involved in, just from what I've learned doing this podcasting. He is definitely enemy of the people. He's a sorry piece of crap attorney for the Democrats, and that's what he is. He has tried to prevent selection, integrity, and all kinds of things his whole career. That's who he is. But at any rate, it says this is the truth of the matter. The Democrats and the rhinos are scared of President Trump. They're scared of Representative Cawthorn and the American people. The Marxist Democrats failed this time, but their unconstitutional plot to reject the will of the people. That's right. The will of the people didn't say Cawthorn's got to go. That's that Nancy Pelosi and Mark Elias up there scheming to try to push out some